All that in the rivers, officials are warning boaters that all of the debris being swept up in those floodwaters, it could be really dangerous as it all moves downstream.
And all of it, along with the current and the cold, can make conditions difficult. Emily Burris is live along the Willamette this afternoon with a look at the current conditions out there.
Hey, good afternoon, Dan, Jennifer. Yeah, we're in Cathedral Park this afternoon where we have seen people all day walking through the park here and coming out to the water's edge, stopping and taking pictures, really taking in these higher water levels. We've also seen crews out here actively clearing away some of that debris from the docks. All of those tree trunks, pieces of plant debris, and other things that the floodwaters are picking up are now being swept downstream, and they're getting into some of these higher traffic areas and getting stuck on some docks like the fishing and the boating docks here in Cathedral Park. It's putting first responders and law enforcement on alert this week. They've been keeping an eye on this because they say they're worried about things like deadheads, large logs that can get stuck in the river. Sometimes they stay just underneath the surface, and that can be a big hazard for boaters. Coast Guard officials say they also want people to be very careful right now of strong currents as well.
One thing people really underestimate, especially on the Columbia, is the river current. Sometimes by shore it's not so fast, but you can get caught by the undertow and it can pick up to 4 to 5 knots and sweep you out into the water. And also the water temperatures are still very cold. Right now they're hanging around 50 degrees, which is dangerous.
And this week, Multnomah County Sheriff's officials and the Coast Guard responded to several overturned or adrift boats. They say that boats anchored on too short of a line can break free right now in these conditions with higher waters and strong currents. Now, when we're talking about these higher water levels, you look at bridges like the St. John's here. They have plenty of clearance. It's well above the water, even with these higher water levels. But I did talk with ODOT officials today as well, and they tell me that these higher water levels do mean more bridge lifts. So something drivers need to pay attention to as well. Right now, you look at the Interstate Bridge as an example. They've got about half the clearance that they normally have with the water levels being higher. So they are having to lift the bridge for more vessels, something to keep an eye on the roads as well. We'll have a closer look at some of the debris that's being cleared here out of the river coming up on the news at 5 and 6. For now, we're live in Cathedral Park. Emily Burris, KOIN 6 News.
And Emily, please.